Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So my name is Cynthia. I am my Mukanyas. So guys, today I'm going to tell you my story, my pregnancy stories. As you all know, I have two kids. Those who don't know, I have two kids. One boy, he's 8 years old, and then one girl, she's 5. He's turning 6 this year, 2026, in November. So forgive me guys, I have a bad flu and it's so cold and all my clothes are wet. I don't even know why I washed clothes in this kind of weather. So guys, today I'm going to tell you my story, my pregnancy story. So first of all, when people tell you that a girl and a boy's pregnancy, they're not the same, believe them, because it's the truth, guys. So when I got pregnant with my boy, obviously my firstborn, I was 20 years old, and the time that I knew that I first knew that I was pregnant, it was in let me see, April, May, June. I think it was July, the time that I knew that I was pregnant. I'm not sure, but it was July there. So I was pregnant, and what happened for me to know, I didn't take a pregnancy test. I was sick. I was feeling pain under my, you see guys, don't worry about my breast, I'm not wearing a bra. So you see here, guys, under my stomach, I was feeling a serious pain just this side, at my right side, that just this corner. There was a serious pain, like I could literally die. That pain was so much, guys, that I couldn't even sleep, I couldn't even eat, I couldn't even do anything. Like I was so sick. So what happened was, as the pain was going on and on and on, it came to a point where I got so sick that I couldn't even move. And by that time my husband was at work, and I couldn't even move, like walk from the bed. By the way, I'm inside my little brother's room because I just want privacy since my kids are making noise. So okay. So as I couldn't walk or do anything, I didn't have a phone by that time, and my husband was at work, and my aunt's place was just, I think, 5 minutes away from where I was staying. And I just told myself that, you know what, I need to walk there. Even if I fall on the streets, I need to walk there, because as long as I'm going to sit here alone and feel this pain, what if I die? What if there's something wrong with me? What if it is food poisoning? Maybe I bought something that expired or whatever. So I need to walk to my aunt's place before anything serious happened. And then I took my shoes, guys, just to wear this push, this shoe, just to wear it. I was struggling. Then I wore my clothes, and then I started walking just slowly. And then another woman passed by me, and she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm just feeling a pain." And then she was like, "Where are you going?" And then I showed her, and then she was like, "Can I go with you?" And I said, "If you don't mind, you can walk me, because I'm really in pain." And then she was like, "Where are you going? Why don't you go to the clinic?" And I was like, "I'm going to my aunt, and then I'm sure she's gonna take me to the clinic, or she's gonna know what's going on." And then she was like, "Are you not pregnant?" And I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. I think it's something else, because I just had my period like 3 days ago, so I wouldn't be pregnant, like, come on. So like 3 days, like really 3 days ago, I had my period for 4 days. So that's why I was not even thinking about the pregnancy. And then I walk, and then we got to my aunt's place. When I got there, they were cooking chicken. She bought like a live chicken, so they killed it and then they cooked it. And then they also gave me a share of food. I couldn't even eat the food, guys, because like I was so hungry because I couldn't eat even from last night. But for me to take the food and eat, I couldn't. The pain was so unbearable. Like the pain was so much. So my aunt was like, can you eat first and then we're gonna go? And I was like, I can't eat, like I can't. And then someone took my food and they ate it. And then my aunt was like, okay, hey guys, please also close my food. I'll come and eat. Let me rush with you to the clinic because this pain seems serious. And then my aunt was like, when you press where the pain is, what do you feel? It was like, I feel like there's an orange, something around it that is so hard, that is in here when I'm pressing. And then she was like, my girl, you are pregnant. And then I told her, no, I'm not. I just saw my period like 3 days ago. And then my aunt was like, it happens. Like, it happens. And I was like, no, let's go to the clinic. We'll find out there. And then when I got to the, guys, please forgive my sniffing too much. I have a bad flu, but I'm trying to keep this channel going. And please keep on subscribing. Let's continue. So my aunt and I, we continued walking and walking. Like, we were walking so slow. We got to the clinic around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. When we got there, the nurses saw that I was struggling. Like, I was crying when I was sitting on that bench. Like, I was crying. And then the nurse was like, what's wrong with her? And then my aunt was like, I don't know. And she also doesn't know. Why is she feeling the pain? And then I pointed, and this little like, come inside. And then they gave me that glass where you have to put your urine inside. And they told me to go and put my urine in there. And then they gave me that thing, that pregnancy test. That do you know that I don't even know how that thing works? How do they see on that thing that I'm pregnant? Like that one with different colors, like a small paper with like a small ruler with different colors. They gave me that one, and they told me to go and pee inside the glass and then take that thing and then dip it inside the urine and then throw the urine away and then come with the paper. So I went inside the toilet and I did that, and then I came back with the paper to the nurse, and then she was like, give it to me. I gave it to her, and then she saw and she was like, you are 6 weeks pregnant. I was like, what? I am what? I am 6 weeks what? I was happy because my husband and I were getting bored inside our room and we needed someone to shout it like, stop it! Duh! So I was so happy. I didn't even jump or whatever. I was like, okay, I'm pregnant. Alright, thank you. Are you sure? And the nurse was like, I'm a nurse. You are in the hospital. Yes, I'm sure. Do you want us to repeat? I was like, no, it's fine as long as you're sure. She was like, I'm sure, and tomorrow we need you to come back, and then so that we can take your blood and then all that. You start kunyoresa. So when we went, my aunt was like, thank you nurse, thank you sister, and then we went out of the clinic, and my aunt took my phone and then she called my husband and she was like, hey my bra, your wife is pregnant. And then he was like, oh my god, I'm coming there. Because by that time he was at bed. You know, my husband is a better. He does soccer betting. So after work he came back. So after work someone was singing. So after that he came back and then he found me inside our house, and then he was like, and then he just opened the door and then he went right to me and was like, are you really pregnant? And I was like, yeah. He was so happy. Like, he was so happy. Both of us were so happy. Like, we are going to have a baby. For me, because it was my first time, I had mixed emotions. Like, I was happy that I was going to be a mother, and then I was also sad that I actually got pregnant while my mom is not there. Like, my mom had just died a year back. Yeah, it was only 1 year or 2 months my mom had passed, and here I'm pregnant. She couldn't even see my grandchild, and I was also scared of giving birth. You know, I had all those things that were inside my mind, and I was just thinking like, Jesus, how am I gonna do this thing? Who am I gonna ask? Like, I'm just alone, you know. But my husband was there for me. He didn't know anything about pregnant women, but both of us were using Google. what he doesn't understand. When I don't understand something, I would ask him, and then he and I would go to Google and ask Google. Like we were doing anything possible to know this thing, because we were both new in parenthood. So I went to the clinic. They gave me those pills, those pills, those 2 different types of pills for the blood and for the, I don't know if the bones, or so the iron pills or blood. The pills for the blood, and then also pills for the iron. I don't know those pills, those 2 types of pills they gave you every month. I went there, they took my blood, and then they also gave me those pills. And then there's one pill that I couldn't swallow, guys. There's one pill, the yellow one. That pill, every time when I take it, I would vomit. Every morning when I take that pill, I would vomit. Every time I take that pill, I would vomit. When I try to eat, I would vomit. Guys, I struggled. I don't know how long did it take for those sickness things to end, but I just saw them ending. But I was choosing food. I liked Norox cubes when I'm cooking, but at that time I didn't want them. I didn't even want to hear the smell of the Norox cubes. Like, I would only use Raja, and then that's it when I'm cooking. That's the only spice that I was going to use, that I was using. So as time goes on and on and on and on and on and on, first of all, the hormones, I would choose food like I was very, very, very husband's mommy. I don't know what to call it. I was so a mama's girl. Like, I would cry for no reason. If my husband like just bows me for anything, I would cry. I would spend like the whole night crying. If he answered, like let's say when I say where's your phone, and he's like, why are you asking for my phone? Like, whenever he answers me rudely, I would take that thing serious. And then in the evening, I would cry the whole night. I would cry. And then you will wake up, and then we cuddle, and then we sleep. And another thing, guys, I would make sure that every night we are waking. I would make sure that every night we are waking. Every night we are waking. I don't know if it was part of the hormones, but that's just how I was. Like, I wanted it every day. Or 10 times a night. Like, my husband, sometimes he would sleep, and then he would face the walls just so he could take some rest. And then I would go to him, and then I would answer him, and then he'll be like, no, I'm tired, I want to sleep. And then I'll start crying. And then he'll be like, okay, let's do it. It was way too much, guys. But after the pregnancy, I didn't even want to see him. I didn't want to see his dick. I didn't want to see him. So as time also goes on, I think I was 9 months. When I was 9 months pregnant, but my husband's bosses, they were like, you are going to work night shifts. Like, can you imagine? I'm on my 9th month, and I'm going to be giving birth anytime, and I need someone. I can't be sleeping alone. But my husband's bosses were like, you need to work for night shifts for like a week. So I think for like 2 weeks, and then we will change you. He tried to tell them that, okay, I have a pregnant wife, she's going to give birth like any time now from now, so I need to be there. And they were like, we didn't find anyone else, and we're going to use you. So he accepted, because he didn't want to lose the job. Because when we started staying together, when we found out that we were pregnant, he was not working. He only got work when I was I think I was 7 months pregnant. That's when he started working, because we were really suffering. We didn't even have food. We didn't even have anything. He was just doing piece jobs there and there just so we can get food. So he started working when I was 7 months pregnant. So when he was now working, this other night when my labor started, it was around 10. Is it 10? Yeah, it is 10 p.m. It is around 10 p.m. It was around 10 p.m. I was sleeping, like I was in a deep sleep, and then I started having stomach cramps. The type of stomach cramps that I had, when you have a running stomach, Yeah, that is the type of stomach cramps that I was having. It's like I was having a running stomach, but when I go to the bucket, nothing was coming out. Then I go back to sleep, and then my stomach will start to upset again. And then I'll stand up, I'll get off the bed, go to the toilet, nothing is coming out. And then I sit on the bucket, was like, right now this poo is going to come out. And then I pushed, nothing came out. And then I went back to the bed. And then now I was feeling some pain, like serious labor pain. I could feel that these are the labor pains that they were telling us about in the hospital. These are the labor pains that they were telling us on the Google. So I think I'm on labor. And now it was around 11 p.m. So I called my husband and I told him. And then he called this other lady that was staying my next door. He called her, and then he was like, I called the guy with the car, and then he's gonna come pick my wife. Can you please go with the guy, and then you're just gonna leave her at the hospital, and then you can come back. So the lady came and knocked on my door, and then I woke up, and then she took me and the bag. I was just wearing a night dress because it was hot. It was not even cold. It was around March. Yeah, it was March. So I was wearing my morning gown, my morning dress, and then I was also wearing my night dress, and then I was also wearing my slippers and a bonnet, and then and a bonnet and some socks. And then she took my bag, and then we went to the car, and then we went to the hospital. When we went to the hospital, we went to this other 24/7 clinic. That's where they said I should go and give birth there. So when you got there, that lady left, and then I was left with the doctors. The doctors checked me, and they were like, your stomach is so big, and I'm surprised that we can only hear one heartbeat, because this size of your stomach, it's for twins. And the way your stomach is so big and your centimeters are not moving, it seriously means your baby is too big, and we can't deliver you the baby for you here. You need to go to the regional hospital. And then I was like, okay, they were like, can you call your husband? And then I called him, and I told him, and he was like, immediately in the morning he's gonna be at the hospital. And then the nurses were like, okay. And then the nurses called the ambulance. The ambulance came, the white people, the people from the ambulance, the white people, they carried me, they put me inside the ambulance, and then we went to the hospital. As we got to the hospital, they put me on the bed, and they started inducing me because my centimeters were not moving. They were just stuck on 2 centimeters until the following day. They were just on centimeter, and I was getting pain. But the pains were not so hard. They were just like molar, just like pain after pain after pain. They were not so paining, but they were like showing signs of labor. And they started inducing me. If I'm not wrong, if I was calculating right, because of the pains, I wasn't really normal. You know what I'm saying? I think it was 5 to 10 injections that they gave me on my butt. Yeah, on my bums. They're like 5 to 10 injections. And then after that, they have this, this belt, that speaker belt that you have to hear the heartbeat doing like that belt. Oh, hi, guys, that belt is so painful. I don't know if it's the belt that is painful, or if it is the stomach that is painful and doesn't want anything tied on it. But guys, that belt thing is just painful. It's just unbearable, guys. So they did put me that belt, and then I was listening to the heartbeat all these hours, and then they literally took the drip off me, and then they put me in the other ward, and they were like, I was inside a room where there were 3 ladies who were in pain. They were just crawling on the floor. Some of them were crying, some of them were shouting, but everyone was just doing whatever they are doing. Some were naked, they were just walking naked. It was just dramatic there. But I didn't put too much attention on what was happening because I had my own problem. So I was sitting on that bed that they gave me, and then they said you should sleep. Immediately when you feel any pain, you need to call us. And I was like, okay. So I slept for like 2 hours, and then I woke up. Pains started coming. Now I could feel that something is happening. Like I couldn't even stand up. The pains were so unbearable. The pain, I can't even explain the kind of pain that you feel when you're giving birth. Man, women, we are the conquerors, we are the warriors, we are the king of kings. Guys, I'm telling you, women, God, when we kneel down and pray to you, you need to hear us as quick as possible. Because what? So the pain was so painful, and I was sleeping there, and then the other lady was like, are you okay? And I was like, no, the pains are doing the things. And she was like, should I call the doctors? And I was like, run please if you can. And then she walked to the door, and she was like, nurse, she's giving birth. And then the nurse came. When she came, I was naked because I had to take off the nightdress. The nightdress was just making the pain worse, so I took off the nightdress and I put it there. My husband was calling, I took the phone and I threw it there, and they were like, let's go to labor room. And then the other sister was busy packing my things because everything was scattered. I was just throwing everything there and there. So the other nurse was busy packing my phone, my things, just gathering everything that I came with into one bag. And then the other nurse was holding my hand, and then we were going to the labor room. When we got to the labor room, in the labor room, I was sleeping on the bed. I lay down on the bed there, and they were trying to make me push because I was on 9 centimeter. I was trying to push, but the baby wasn't coming out. Why? Because the baby was too big. And then they called this other doctor. He was a man, and then he came. He was like, I think he was Nigerian. That guy was, if he was not Nigerian, he was vendor, because I could, his English was just. And then he was so nice. That man was so nice. And then he came, he was like, Cynthia? And I said, yes. And he said, I'm gonna help you, my daughter, okay? And I was like, yes. And then he said, don't worry, okay? Do you mind you go to C-section, which means operation? And I was like, no, I don't want that. I don't want operation. I don't want any scar on my stomach. Like, I don't want operation. He was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes. And then he was like, okay, so you don't mind having a lot of stitches down there? And I was like, yes, I don't mind having stitches. I just don't want operation. And then the doctor was, okay, I'm gonna help you. And then they had to inject me on the, where the baby's coming out. They injected me there. And then he took this scissor, and then he was like, he cut it there. And then he took this other thing. I don't know what it is, but I could feel like something was doing like, something was like opening there. Something was like opening that thing. It was cracking. It was opening while it's cracking. So, and then as I was pushing, the other nurses were like helping me push the stomach. When they say push, those nurses were like pushing my stomach. When they said 1, 2, 3, Cynthia, push, and then I pushed, those nurses were like pressing that stomach. And then my son came out. He was not even crying. That little guy was not crying. He was just like, not moving, not doing it. The doctors were like, yo, this baby's tired and we need to do something. And then they said, Cynthia, open your chest. And then I opened my chest, and then they put him on my chest, and then they said I need to rub him like this. And then I was crying. And they would say, don't cry. And I was crying. Why I was crying? Because I do see some videos sometimes where people give birth, and then their children don't cry, their babies don't cry. And when they don't cry, it simply means the baby is going to die. That is what I thought, because that's what I knew. So as I was wiping the baby, I was crying. Why is my phone doing like this? Guys, can you please volunteer to buy me any phone, please? And I need a quality one, because this phone is about to die. So as I was rubbing my baby, the doctor came with, I think it's a ruler, and then he took my little baby's feet like this, and he took the little, like, and then the baby was like, cry. And then I started laughing and crying and laughing and crying. And they took my baby, they put him there, and then they injected his little butt. And then they said to me, your baby's big, 4.8 kg. Your baby was almost going to 5 kg. What? No wonder. And then at that time, I'd lost a lot of blood. And then that doctor who was doing stitches on me, he was like, she's losing a lot of blood, and we need to be serious. And this other nurse, she ran into the drips and put the drips on me. After they were done stitching, that the other nurse came with the wipes and all that. She started cleaning me. Why they were doing all that is because I was weak. I couldn't move even my hand. When they put my hand up, I was just like doing this. When they put my hand, it was just dropping like this. So they were helping me. They were cleaning me up, and then putting me the pad and everything. They did everything for me, and then they carried me and put me on the wheelchair. Immediately when they put me on that wheelchair, I started seeing blurry. After seeing blurry, I only saw black, and then I was like, out. I don't know how many times I took to wake up, but all I remember is I woke up in another ward and I was on the bed and there was a light in front of my face and a lot of doctors on my face, and the other China doctor was saying, Cynthia, can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello? Cynthia, hello, can you see me? And I was like, yeah. And she said, can you see me? I was like, yeah. Can you see me clearly? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, thank God she's back. When they say she's back, I was like, what the fuck, did I just die? Like, was I dead? What do they mean? And then they held me a lot, and then they gave me injections, drips. And then they took my baby and then they let me hold her. I couldn't wake up. I couldn't sit up straight because whenever I sit up straight, I would fall again by myself. I was so weak. I was like a paper, you know. So they gave me my baby while I was sleeping. While I was sleeping straight. English. I sing my good. While I was sleeping straight, they gave me my baby and I started breastfeeding my son. I was breastfeeding my son. And then while I was breastfeeding my son, I saw my husband and my aunt and everyone. They were running, coming to the baby, and my husband was like, "Phew, I thought you were dead." We were begging the nurses that please can we just see her in the labor room. And they were like, you can't go there, Cynthia's not waking up. And we were like, no, she needs to wake up. Why is she not waking up? What's going on? What did you do? Like, they were, this whole time while I was out, they were refusing them to see me because they were busy with me so that I'll be able to wake up. So immediately when I woke up, that's when they told them that Cynthia's awake, you can come. So that's when they came, and my husband came straight to me, was like, thank you, baby, thank you. My auntie just went straight past me and went straight to the baby. She didn't even see me. She just passed me like she doesn't even know me. She went straight to see the baby. She didn't even care about me. And then she came later and she was like, oh, are you okay? What? You need to drink juice? Wow, what's wrong? And I was like, I need juice. I'm so thirsty. The reason why I was so thirsty is because I didn't have any blood. So my husband ran to Spa, because Spa is literally next to Daha Hospital. So it was those days when Spa was open. So my husband went there. He bought a liter of squash. Yeah, liquid squash. I think it's liquid, that 100% juice. Yeah, he came with it, and then I remember drinking it like it was water. It was like, yeah. And then later on, the nurses came with 4 kgs of blood, and then they put it on my back so that I could warm it up. And then once it was warm, they put it on the drip, and then the blood was coming in my body. And then after 2 days, I was able to wake up, going to the toilet, taking a bath, lifting my baby. So I stayed in the hospital for like a week for me to be able to be strong. And then I came back home. Breastfeeding was hell because my son was drinking too much milk. He was fat. Like, I gave birth to that baby. He was so fat when I gave birth to him. So he was drinking a lot. And the reason why he was so fat, the doctors told me that I was eating a lot of sparkle. I was eating quarter almost every day. I would buy a quarter every day. Like today, I eat 25 rand sparkle. Tomorrow, I eat another sparkle. Tomorrow, I eat another. I was so addicted to quarter. So that is why my son was so fat. I was eating too much of chips and quarter. So when you get home, my my what is this? Oh, my nipple. When my nipple was so bad, the skin was peeling off. It was pink because my baby was sucking it. It was so painful. Like, and they were telling me that for it to be okay, my son needs to suck more. So, guys, I pick him up, it's so bad. Like, it's nice, but it's painful, guys. So my son was sucking and sucking and sucking that breast and sucking that breast. I was breastfeeding him more and more and more, just so I could heal. So my nipples, when my nipples started to heal, breastfeeding was starting to be fun and nice. And as for my stitches, I spent like 2-3 weeks struggling to sit and stand up and walk because those stitches were so many that I was, when I stand up like this, for me to start to sit down, I would sit like this. I couldn't even sit, like, I was so struggling. And then, yeah, at that time my husband was so craving sex like hell. And then I only gave him when I was like 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, that's when we started doing the things. And now look at my son. He's so grown up. He's so fat. Okay, he's not fat, he's chubby. Like, when I look at him right now, he has lost a lot of weight. I think it's because of growing up. But yeah, he's healthy, man. He's a healthy boy. He's okay. He's not even making me struggle. He eats. Yeah. I thank God, guys. I thank God. 8 years of grace. Yeah, I just turned 8 this March. Thank God. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to everyone who is watching. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe. And thank you so much, guys. I love you so much. Oh, people are subscribing. Thank you so much to everyone who is subscribing. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching our videos, our shorts. Thank you so much, guys. We really wish to grow as a family. Thank you so much to everyone. I'll keep on saying thank you because I love you guys. You're my family and you're supporting me despite of people that I know that were saying, hey, you're wasting your time, hey, it won't go that way, hey, you won't even grow like others, hey, it's not in your blood. But I know that you guys, you're my family, and you guys, you'll never take me down. So thank you guys to everyone. Thank you. See you on another story of my daughter's pregnancy. Well, this whole one was my son. So on the next episode, I'm going to be talking about my daughter's pregnancy. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much. Let me go and cook. This weather is so bad, guys. Let me show you the weather. Let me show you the weather outside. Then you understand what is going on, guys. How do my brother open this door? How does he open this door? You see, guys, let me show you. You see, guys, it's so cold. Like, it's so cold, like so cold. So we need to cook right now. Can you see these people? Look. The pets are good at vlog. The pets are vlog.